Love and greetings to you, and welcome to the Marriage Foundation channel. And this is where people come when they really want to know the truth, because in our world today there is so much nonsense about marriage, about how to behave, how not to behave, setting boundaries, this, that. All of those things that we're hearing, that we're bombarded with, are psychological based. Even though marriage itself is not psychological based. Think about it. What is the basis of marriage? Well, I used to be a divorce mediator, and here I am, and I'm going to redefine it for you. I'm going to really help you see things differently. Why? Because when I was a divorce mediator, and this was in San Diego, California, over 22 years ago, it was very lucrative. But when I had a couple ask me to help them save their marriage, it changed everything, because I had to do a deep dive into what marriage is all about. I'm not a psychologist, so I wasn't about to sit there with them and hear their problems and ask them how this made them feel and ask them about their childhood and all of that. I didn't believe that that would help them. As it turned out, I began with a question. This is my research for how marriage works and thus how to help them with their marriage. I asked the question, why get married at all? And I didn't know the answer. And I knew a lot of sub-answers, the kind that you probably are coming up with because you want to be with the one you love, because we all get married out of love. And I came up with a universal answer that covers everything, which is, and it's very interesting because it's so profoundly simple. We get married because we believe it will make us happier. We get married for happiness. We also get married because it's two sides of the same coin, for love. Because we know intuitively that love makes us happy. We experience it. When have you ever felt love when you haven't felt happy at the same time? Love itself is joy. And so that's why we get married. So I started working on this, and I started working with couples, started working with individuals, started developing processes, methods, and if your marriage is in deep trouble, then you would use everything I put together that's within the course for women, or you might read one of my books, or you might just subscribe to this channel and hear things about marriage that you don't hear elsewhere. So this particular topic, how you found us, is called, How Can I Get My Husband to Open Up to Me and Feel Better about our relationship? And I came up with 5 ways for you. All of them are important, so stay with this. But the main thing is there's a question that I have for you. What is it about him opening up to you that is going to make your marriage better? And the answer is nothing. But what you want is you want your marriage to be better. What does that mean? Yes, you want to be happier. We covered that obviously. But how? How do you deepen the connection between yourself and, let's call him what he is, your soulmate? It's not just a fancy term that they use in greeting cards. Soulmate is real. And this is important because you want to live your marriage on a different level. You want to live it in the realm of the soul, very high. It's a very spiritual endeavor, marriage. So number 1, instead of looking for ways to deepen your relationship, look for ways to expand your horizons, increase the depth of your marriage connection. So number one, and this is so obvious that I guarantee you haven't thought of this. Number one is pay attention to your husband's needs and his ways. Why? Because one of the key core principles of a harmonious, happy marriage is selflessness. We don't get married because of what we will get. If we do, we're not going to get much, because it doesn't work that way. It becomes a conundrum. Well, I get married to be happy, so naturally I have desires to be fulfilled. I have my needs to be fulfilled. But you don't fulfill your needs and desires by wanting them to be fulfilled. You fulfill them by giving what you want to your husband. You want your husband to care more about what is important to you. So turn it around. Care more about what is important to your husband. You want your husband to understand you more. Why do you think the way you think, feel the way that you do, react the way you react? Turn it around. Work on understanding him. Why does he react the way he does? And let me give you a clue here about what not to do. Don't ask him. Don't ask him. Because you'll only get the response from the surface him. Just like if he were to ask you, you would only give him the surface response. There's an old expression, way down deep, they're shallow. And this is pertaining to the ego. The ego is a combination of you, the soul, with your bodily needs and your mental calculations. It's a false you, a pseudo you, the little I. The big I has no true needs. But you, to express your love, you must understand your husband. And you only can do that by paying attention as best you can, and then testing to see if you got it right. Not by asking him, but come up with little tests to see if you understood. The more you give, the more you're expressing love, because it's selfless. So that's number one. Number two, for yourself, you could use a piece of paper and a pen. Jot down the differences between you and your husband, and men in general, because it's important for you to recognize that which is real and realistic and that which is fantasy. One of our greatest ways of getting ourselves into bad moods is to expect that which cannot be delivered. There's a saying, make no appointment, have no disappointments. But what we do is, and this happens on the other side too, where men have this expectation of women that is so far removed from what a woman is all about that they become frustrated. Now, out of love, even though your husband is very different, you try your best to fulfill his needs. You try your best without crossing your lines of morality. Because in this day and age, there's a lot going on about sexual this and sexual that. Put that aside. We're not talking about that. You need to learn in that regard how to turn sex into real intimacy. So we're not talking about that. But understand your husband's differences based on the fact that he's a man. because you'll be surprised that you know already so much about him that you haven't thought about and incorporated into your behavior with him. It's an interesting thing. It's like driving around in a car for years and never realizing what this switch does or that switch does. And so you don't get all the benefits of your car. Okay, number 3. This is difficult to comprehend, but it's necessary. Number 3 is keep your interactions with him, and I'm talking about verbal interactions, light, but loving. You see, men are very simple creatures. Me too. And if you start to articulate deep thoughts about your connection with him, he's going to start thinking about the football game or something at work. You're going to lose him. So you want to engage with him on a level where he can engage with you. Men love humor. They love smiling. They love expressed affection, touching, flirting. Keep his attention. Keep it light. Keep it loving. If it leads to the bedroom, all the more better. But don't go deep. It doesn't work. He's not a psychologist. He's your soulmate. Interact with him in a way where he just goes, wow, you really are amazing. That's what you want. Number 4. This is going to sound, I don't know how it's going to sound. You tell me how it sounds. Deepen your love for him. They're in so many ways because we are exposed to so much surfacey things in our lives. Because we watch a lot of television, we watch movies, we're on social media, everything is shallow. It really is. But in your marriage is the place where you can experiment with opening up your heart completely. And that's what I'm talking about when I say deepen your love. Love is something you can cultivate. You don't need his cooperation with that. You do it and watch what happens. You have so much power. You don't even know. When you start cultivating your love for him, wow, he will respond. And number 5, this is something that you know, but you haven't been this way since you were dating. And yet it was your dating that created your engagement that created your marriage, and yet you left behind the spark. Be childlike, be playful, be flirtatious with him, be his best friend, be in hangout mode with him, be in complimentary mode with him, be in teasing mode with him, not teasing mean, but teasing lovingly. And this is how your husband will open up. And what will it look like when your husband opens up? Doesn't matter. What matters is that you feel each other on this plane of consciousness called love and joy. Marriage is about happiness, love, and harmony. That's what it's about. Now, if you've been following us for a while, and you are clergy or you are a psychologist, we're starting to train again people who want to serve using our methodologies. So we have a course for counselors. Take a look, see if you'd like to join us, be a TMF, certified marriage counselor. That's all we do. We don't do grief counseling and drug counseling and all of that. All we do is marriage. It's all about marriage for us. In the meantime, if you like this video, then let us know. Leave a like. If you really liked it, let us know. Leave a comment. And if you're really cool, you'll subscribe to the channel, and we will see you again. I am Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. All of us are volunteers. We're here for you. God bless you. Thank you. Take care.